Run the Army's race in person at the Pentagon. Army 10-Miler General Registration is now open. Go to Army10miler.com to register today. General registration presented by General Dynamics. Register today at Army10miler.com.
Local news, national news, even feel-good news, delivering the topics that are relevant to you.
That's why I listen to Joe. He covers it all.
The Joe Kelley Show on WDBO.
Well, I'm so excited to be with you here tonight. I'm so excited that you're here with us tonight. It's the Joe Kelley Show, and it's the return of Joe on the go. As I am not in the studio, I am out. They've let me out of the building for the first time in a long time, perhaps since the beginning of the pandemic. It has been a while, and I'm thrilled to be coming to you from SeaWorld tonight. And this is very exciting as they've got the brand new Pipeline, the surf coaster, the first of its kind. And I got to tell you, I rode this about 45 minutes ago, and you can see the video right now on the WDBO Facebook page, the WDBO Twitter page. You can see it on my Facebook page. Look for @TalkRadioJoe, and it was truly an amazing experience. What an absolutely thrilling roller coaster, and it's a stand-up roller coaster, which I've never stood up in a roller coaster before. And I know that here at SeaWorld, they've got the one where you're kind of laying down, the Manta, and you're kind of laying down for that one. But this one, you're full on standing up like you're surfing. It's like a surfboard. And when you bank into the corners, I've never surfed. I have to admit that as a Florida man, I have never surfed. But I can only imagine that this is kind of what surfing feels like, though a heck of a lot faster. I'll get into some of the descriptions about the roller coaster for you coming up in a minute. First, I do want to welcome here to the Joe Kelley Show, Kyle Smith. He's the manager of the creative show operations. Kyle, this roller coaster is great. Thanks for joining us out here today.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for being out, and thanks for sharing our newest coaster to the whole world.
Yeah, this is really fun, and to stand up in a roller coaster. I know that you're on the entertainment side and not the design side, so I'm not going to get into the components of how this was built and all, but you and I both have the shared experience of riding this roller coaster, and it truly is unlike any other roller coaster I have ever been on.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. It's such a great addition to our SeaWorld Orlando family and all of our coasters that we have. You mentioned some of the other ones that we have in the park, and we've been super thrilled to be able to open it to all of our guests starting tomorrow.
Now, I will tell you a couple of things here. First, this is not just about us, Joe Kelley getting to come ride the roller coaster, because we're getting you guys tickets too. So just open up the WDBO app, look for the SeaWorld button, sign up so that you can win tickets for SeaWorld, and you can come out here and ride the Pipeline as well. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure you open up the WDBO app and sign up for your chance to win free tickets. And no, Paul Cross, you don't get a sign up. I can see you hard at work trying to sign up right now. Sorry, Paul, you can't do it. If you want to see the live video, we do have the on the WDBO Facebook page. We stream the show every night, and even tonight when I'm on location, you'll see that I've got this very flowery tropical background behind me, because that's the theme here of the Pipeline, and that is your surf coaster. You're out surfing. Now, Kyle, this is the beginning. Really, I mean, this is Memorial Day weekend. It is the beginning of the summer rush season for Orlando, for SeaWorld,
That's
for all,
right.
all of our attractions and everything. Tell me what some of the things that you guys have on tap for SeaWorld fans this summer.
Absolutely. So starting tomorrow is SeaWorld Summer Spectacular, which is super exciting because we have the return of Ignite, our most amazing fireworks show here in Central Florida. It includes live fireworks, flames all over our central lake here, along with lasers, fountains, lights. It's honestly, it is absolutely one of the best fireworks shows I've ever seen in my entire life. So if you are a fan favorite of it, come on out. It's returning this year for Summer Spectacular Days as well. We also have the return of Club Seaglow over at Bayside Stadium, which is our interactive DJ dance party, where you can bring the whole family out onto the dance floor and see some amazing specialty acts, and also dance with our amazing performers here at the park. I
got to tell you, y'all's parades, for lack of a better word, I know it's like a dance party, but but the parades that make their way through the park, and I even think of like the Sesame Street parade. So much fun, and it has been a long time since I have had children interested in Sesame Street. I still go to Sesame Street to check it out because it's a lot of fun.
I love that so much. We are super, super proud to be able to have Sesame Street along with all of our other entertainment offerings here at the park. It is absolutely what brought me here to SeaWorld. I've loved that is my love and my dear heart of working with Sesame Street characters and all performers. What makes me so proud to be on this team and to represent for all of them is that they're so passionate about the work they do, and they're so happy to be here to be able to share it with everyone and just to have fun. Like, they're not here just to be here. They're here because they love it, and they're passionate about it and want to share and just enjoy what everyone wants to have. When you come to a theme park, you want to have fun. You want to go home singing the songs, dancing, showing the moves. So it's a great fun for everyone.
And it's no secret that SeaWorld has really been emphasizing the roller coaster experience and other thrill rides like that, and kind of de-emphasizing a little bit the animal shows and stuff like that. But the animal shows are still so much fun. And as soon as we got here, we all brought some family members with us, and everybody wanted to go see the animal shows straight away. I mean, the animal shows are still thriving, and they're doing well, and they're well attended, and people absolutely love them.
That's correct. Absolutely. Our animal presentations, they are world class, and they're able to showcase how we take care of our animals in our care, and they feature how many different rescues that we have been able to accomplish here at SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, which we're super prideful of. If you are unfamiliar with those, I definitely encourage you to come check us out in the park as well, and just so that we can show and teach you more about the world we live in.
Yeah, you guys do so much great work with rehabbing animals. And again, I know that's not your specialty, trying to stay in your lane here with entertainment. But I know you know a lot about the park in general. But whenever there is a stranded animal somewhere, an aquatic animal of some sort, a turtle or a dolphin,
yeah,
or any kind of sea life, you guys are the first to raise your hand
Absolutely.
And say, let us help.
Absolutely. And that's another reason I'm super proud to work here. If you listen to the news or anything like that, SeaWorld is the first one to respond. We're willingly, the team here is, at an instance, as soon as they get a call, they jump into action to get out there and to do whatever they possibly can to be able to, keep the environment safe or to help that animal or get that. Ultimately, the goal is, of course, to be able to take that animal in if we can and to rehabilitate it and then to be able to release it back out into the wild. So
being you're a theme park guy, an entertainer, I'm a news guy, so I remember so many great news stories that involve SeaWorld, and one of the more bizarre ones, this was several years ago, but there was a box truck cruising I-95 right by Cocoa, and the box truck crashed somehow. Who knew? Inside the box truck was a bunch of sharks. They were transporting sharks from somewhere in South Florida to up where on the eastern seaboard up northeast, and the truck crashed, and it spilled a load of sharks on I-95, and this was in the middle of the night, and in the middle of the night, SeaWorld activated their forces and got out there and rescued the sharks that were in a car crash.
Wow.
Who in the world would rescue sharks from a car crash but SeaWorld?
There you go. That's a good story. There's a lot of amazing, great stories that, the team has been able to rescue those animals, or when no one else has been able to take those animals in and be able to actually take care of them or have space for them. We've been able to be there, respond, and be able to help and ultimately save these animals' lives.
And I know these are questions really for your animal staff, again, more than our entertainment staff, Kyle, but in most, if not all cases, when you guys rescue an animal somewhere, your ultimate goal is to return that animal back to the wild, not to put it on display here
Absolutely,
at SeaWorld.
for sure. That is the goal.
But there are instances where an animal just cannot be returned to the wild.
Correct. So, SeaWorld works with a lot of different partners, with government agencies and things like that. And along with our partnerships, they're the ones that be able to redeem an animal releasable or not.
Yeah. And then, so we've got, as I mentioned to you off the air, but I have not been to a theme park. I haven't been anywhere. I've been very isolated since the beginning of the pandemic, as a lot of people were. So there have been several new additions here at SeaWorld since the last time I was here. Of course, the newest of which is the Pipeline, the surf coaster, the reason why we're here tonight. But can you tell us about some of the newer coasters and newer attractions?
Absolutely. So we also, last year, our newest coaster was Icebreaker. Icebreaker is on the opposite side of Bayside Stadium where we're almost sitting right now. And then, like I said, we do, like you mentioned, Pipeline, the surf coaster, opens tomorrow, May 27th. So, like I said, you already mentioned all the great other animal presentations and everything we still have going on. Sesame Street is great for the entire family. But, what's my another favorite part about working here is that throughout the year, specifically in entertainment, we're able to enhance the park in so many different ways through whether that's SeaWorld Summer Spectacular, whether that's Hallow Scream that's coming back here in the fall,
I'm so glad you guys are doing Hallow Scream.
I love it. Have you been?
Well, I have been to Busch Gardens event.
Okay.
And if SeaWorld's is anything like Busch Gardens, they're the sister properties.
All right. Well, I expect to see you here starting September 8th.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. And I know the kids have a lot of fun with that. The adults have a lot of fun with that. Give us an update on the food options here at SeaWorld.
So with summer, just like we mentioned, all the different festivals that we do also enhance our culinary and food and beverage options. Throughout the park, we do have some additional markets and food huts being activated along with your summer favorites. So it could be maybe some of your favorite pier or beach food that you've experienced, or even just some classic great deals like pizzas and things like that around the park. So I love how we like to theme our food into what event we're doing and just make it all cohesive. And it's a theme park. It should feel 100% immersive in everything that we do here. And that's what we try to convey to every guest that comes into the park.
Well, you guys do a great job. You always have.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Kyle Smith with the Creative Show Operations. He is the manager of the Creative Show Operations. And thank you so much for joining us on the radio here tonight and to bring us up to speed on the latest that SeaWorld has to offer here in Orlando. And that is so much. And if we can touch just real quick, and this, again, I don't want to get out of your lane, but Aquatica is also a SeaWorld property, and Aquatica has been adding different rides and attractions.
Yes, Aquatica has been booming. Let me tell you, I believe they've had a new attraction every single year for many years lately, continue to expand on the park every single year. And so if you're also local to the Florida area, it's a great to get an annual pass to Aquatica and SeaWorld as well. And it's like you said, you can start your day at Aquatica and end your day specifically here for Summer Spectacular and end your day with the fireworks.
And if you're bi-coastal, like my family is, and sometimes we find ourselves in Tampa, the season pass works for Busch Gardens.
That's right. You can get a 3-park season pass and add Busch Gardens, SeaWorld Orlando, and Aquatica as well.
Yeah, so that's a really good deal. And if you've got a family, man, I'm telling you, even if you don't have a family, I've had SeaWorld passes for years, and it is so much fun. When you're a season ticket holder, it is so much fun to come out and say, you know what, we're going to ride 2 rides, and then we're going to take off and go home. Which is, for families that are traveling from around the world to get here, or their spendings, they've been saving for months, to come out here. For those of us who live here and we're locals and we have season passes, we don't have to come out here and spend the entire day. We can just come out here and get our favorite snack, ride our favorite coaster, and go home and take a nap.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. And personally, right now, we also do have free beer going on. So if you come to the park,
go on, tell us more about that.
And you can get 2 free 7-ounce beers right over at Waterway Grill.
And that's for season ticket holders.
That's
2.
actually for all guests.
Because I'd read that all guests is 1 beer. Is that not?
And season pass holders get 2.
Okay.
That's pretty great. I mean, free beer.
Deal. Free beer,
roller coasters,
definitely. We're definitely down for that, and animals, of course. You can't pass that up. Kyle Smith, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
You're listening to the Joe Kelley Show. We're Joe on the go tonight as we're broadcasting live from SeaWorld. But let not your heart be troubled. While we're going to talk about SeaWorld some, I'm not going to talk about SeaWorld all night. But if you have any questions about SeaWorld, by all means, you can hit me up right now. 844 580-WDBO. Why do I suddenly not remember our phone number? Laura, what's the phone number?
844-580-9326.
Thank you very much. You can hit us up on the open mic in the WDBO app. It's the Joe Kelley Show, live at SeaWorld Orlando.
Road Ranger. Traffic backed up down to Conway. Still very busy on the 417 as well, northbound between Lee Vista and Curry Ford Road. That's because of an earlier crash. The left lane remains shut down. This report sponsored by Fresh from Florida. Hey, shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know Florida watermelon is in season right now. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com from the Florida Department of Agriculture. From the WDBO Triple Team Traffic Center, I'm Paul Cross.
Now, the three big things you need to know.
Three. A live-action version of Disney's The Little Mermaid is already doing swimmingly at the box office. The remake of the 1989 animated film made just over $10 million during Thursday's previews. The movie, which stars Ariel Bailey, is expected to make around $125 million over the 4-day holiday weekend.
Two.
Experts say to shell out a little more for your Memorial Day cookout. The Bureau of Labor reports everything from hot dogs to potato chips and condiments cost more this year. The price of that beer or wine cooler is about to be 4% more than last summer.
One.
Americans believe the average family needs nearly $30,000 more in annual income than they did a decade ago to get by. A new Gallup poll shows Americans think a minimum of $85,000 is needed compared to $58,000 in 2013.
This is WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk.
It is the Joe Kelley Show. We're at SeaWorld right now. It's Joe on the go. I'm so excited about that. Listen, can I be honest with everybody? So the SeaWorld guy left, right? So I can tell you what I really think about the roller coaster now. So this brand new roller coaster, it's the Pipeline, the Surf Coaster. So he's gone. So let me tell you what I really think about it. Dude, that roller coaster is so much fun. Literally from the moment it starts until it came back into the bay, I think I let out one nonstop, continuous scream the whole time. It was so much fun. And it really is a unique roller coaster experience because even though as you get into it, and if you look at the video that I've posted about this ride, you kind of straddle a little bench as you get onto the roller coaster. You straddle this little seat thing, but then you stand up. You're completely standing up during this roller coaster, and that experience is so cool to be standing up in a roller coaster. It is just really, really neat. If I may overshare, my back generally hurts when I ride roller coasters, so I'm not a big fan of riding roller coasters because it makes my back hurt. This roller coaster, it never occurred to me that my back was hurting because it didn't hurt because my back's not up against the seat. You're standing up, and so your weight is on your back. It is absolutely fantastic. I will tell you that there are some height and weight restrictions that they do maintain. If you are past a certain height and past a certain weight, you may not be able to ride the ride. But they've got all those posted at the entrance to the park and, of course, right in front of the roller coaster so that you can, be able to maintain the rules so that you can abide by the rules if need be. Coming up in a few minutes here on the Joe Kelley Show, we know one thing for sure. Americans may not know who they're going to vote for, but they certainly know who they're going to vote against. So we're going to get into the latest polling on that for you coming up in a moment. Plus, after his what turned out to be a slightly controversial CNN town hall, it was only controversial because it was on CNN, Fox News is going to host the next Trump town hall. We'll have details about that and more live from SeaWorld coming up next on the Joe Kelley Show on WDBO.
This is WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. Breaking news to lively debates, covering the issues that matter to you.
I make it a point to listen to Joe Kelley when I need to fully understand what's happening in the news.
Now, the Joe Kelley Show on Orlando's news and talk, WDBO.
Yeah, it is Joe on the go at SeaWorld tonight for the opening of the Pipeline, the surf coaster. Now, it opens to the public tomorrow, and today, annual pass holders are allowed to ride it today, and I rode it today, and it was a lot of fun. There is a phenomenon, and Laurel, you and I were talking about this. And Laurel's back at the studio, and sorry about that, Laurel. But there is a phenomenon for those of us in radio talk radio, particularly where we print out stuff and we have stuff that we want to talk about on the radio with you. But then we sometimes we'll hold it over to the next day, and then we'll hold it over to the next day. And then Friday rolls around, you're like, oh, man, I never got to all that stuff I wanted to get to. So I want to get to a few of the things that you might have missed this week that weren't our A-plus stories, but they're at least a solid maybe B or C-plus stories. And, Laura, we were talking about this one, the Florida man that was arrested in Virginia. A 32-year-old Florida man named Eric Sandow is behind bars after he was caught carrying, get this, an AK-47 on the grounds of a Virginia preschool. So this Florida man he leaves Florida and goes up to Virginia. Get this, he's carrying not only an AK-47, but he's got 5 AK magazines. He's got a handgun with 6 extra magazines and several boxes of ammo when he was taken into custody. This happened Tuesday at Dolly Madison Preschool in McLean, Virginia. Now, here's the interesting part. It's not like they prevented a school shooting, because evidently he did not enter the school intent on shooting the place up. He simply needed a place to go pee. So he stops at a preschool. Now, who doesn't, when they're out driving around having to use the bathroom, think to themselves, gosh, if I could only find a preschool, I could go in and use their bathroom, right? No one says that. So this guy goes in and uses the bathroom and evidently takes with him the AK-47, the 6 extra magazines, the handgun with 6 extra magazines. Evidently, he was on his way to CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, which is about 2 miles from where the school is. He stopped to use the bathroom, according to his arrest report. No word on why he planned on visiting the CIA. He is being held without bond and has been charged with felony possession of a firearm on school property. Is that not the craziest story? 32-year-old guy was going to go to the CIA with all of those guns. They offer tours at the CIA, don't they? Don't they have like a tour at this? Because they offer tours at the White House. Don't you think that there's got to be a gift shop at the CIA where people can go buy like CIA swag, don't you think?
No, I don't think.
Really?
No.
You guys could someone Google CIA public tours or CIA gift shops? Because I'm curious. Now I need to know if it's...
The Joe Kelley Show on WDBO.
All right, so programming note for you. I need to tell you guys something. So normally the show is 5 to 7, right? Well, I love this. SeaWorld is closing tonight at 6 for a private event. Someone has rented out the entire park. And it's not a someone as much as it is a group of people, but there's a convention in town, and the conventioneers have rented out the entire park tonight at 6 o'clock. So because of that, our 6 o'clock hour is going to be a best of. And I believe it's the sit sprinkler hour. I think that is the... And if you guys missed the sit sprinkler hour of radio, it truly was either our finest work or our most dreadful work in radio ever. Either we're going to win a really big award or we're all going to lose our jobs. I'm not sure which it is, but that is going to be the final hour. That'll be next hour here on the Joe Kelley Show, so be sure and stick around. All right, so there's an Arizona man and his dog who got attacked by killer bees. And remember at the beginning of the pandemic when we had the whole thing with the Africanized bees? We've had the killer bees for a while, right? Or are these the same bees? Are killer bees and Africanized bees the same thing? So this poor guy, 60-year-old man, is out with his dog, and somehow they came into a swarm of these bees and started stinging him repeatedly. This poor man got stung over 250 times. His dog, Pippin, I'm working on that. So this guy and his dog got stung. The man got stung 250 times. The dog got stung 50 times. Here's the rub, though. The man was in a wheelchair. he couldn't even get up and run away. The poor guy was not able to run away. He instead simply fell out of his wheelchair, and his dog wouldn't leave his side. Eventually, firefighters came up and hosed him down, but I've seen video of this, and it's terrible. This poor guy is crawling on his elbows while being stung repeatedly by these bees. It's just a terrible, terrible story. But you'll be glad to know that both the man and the dog are recovering. They're both expected to make a full recovery, so I'm very, very happy to hear that. It's 5:45 here on the Joe Kelley Show. I mentioned to you a little while ago that a lot of voters don't necessarily know who they're going to vote for, but they do know who they want to vote against. And results from a new survey show voters are more upset on, or more set rather, on who they don't support in the 2024 presidential race. We'll get into that for you coming up next. Stay right with us here on the Joe Kelley Show on WDBO.
The Joe Kelley Show on WDBO. The Joe Kelley Show on WDBO. Your next chance to win the WDBO payroll payout of $1,000 happens Monday at 8 a.m. during Orlando's morning news. Just listen for the keyword and then tap the payroll payout button in the WDBO app.
$1,000. $1,000.
Get paid just for listening to WDBO.
This is awesome.
Hey, we're at Sea Road right now. Hey, Josh, is the next hour the sit sprinkler hour? Maybe. He's saying maybe. Because Josh would have been the one who put that together. So I think the next hour is the sit sprinkler hour. And so stick around for that. And then, of course, the third hour is Sean Hannity coming up after that. Results from a new survey show that voters are more set on who they don't support in the 2024 presidential race than who they do support. And let's be honest, that's how we ended up with a Joe Biden presidency. Joe Biden is not so popular that he won the election. Donald Trump was so unpopular that he lost the election. Now, I'll do the little asterisk, the little radio asterisk. I recognize that there are a lot of people who believe that Donald Trump did win the election. I am not one of those people. I believe that Donald Trump could have won the election. I think it was Donald Trump's election to lose. But I think that he so agitated half of the electorate in and the United States that he lost to Joe Biden because not that people wanted Joe Biden, it's just that people didn't want Donald Trump. Now, Monmouth University released a new poll which tested Democratic President Biden against Republicans, former President Trump, Vice President Pence, Florida Governor DeSantis, and hypothetical head-to-head matchups. Roughly one-third of likely voters said they'll definitely vote for Biden against both Trump and DeSantis. 27% said they'll definitely back him against Mike Pence. Against Biden, 46% of voters say they will not cast their ballots for Trump. 29% say they will. 41% of voters say they will not back DeSantis against Biden. 26% say they will. Finally, 36% say they definitely won't vote for Pence against Biden. 18% say they definitely will. So again, it's really about more of who people don't want versus who people do want for president. And that is, by the way, also one of the reasons why you're going to see so many negative ads is because the politicians understand that. The politicians know that this is a popularity contest, or, as the case really is, an unpopularity contest. The candidates are well aware of their high unpopularity numbers, and they're going to use them to their advantages, and they're going to use it against their opponents to their advantages as well. Now, Donald Trump most recently held a town hall on CNN that has proven to be disastrous for CNN. Evidently, the CNN viewers did not accept that. They were not tolerant of someone else's opinion, of someone else being on their airwaves, of some interloper invading on their liberal presentation. They didn't like Donald Trump, and a lot of CNN viewers have not come back. The viewership for Trump's town hall was high, but the viewership for CNN since the town hall have been not only lower than they were the night of the Trump town hall, but they're lower than they have been prior to the Trump town hall. So that is a net negative effect for CNN. Now, I know a lot of conservatives have had a falling out with Fox News. It'll be interesting to see how he does on Fox News. Fox News is holding a town hall for Donald Trump. It is going to be on Thursday, June 1st from 9 till 10 p.m., moderated by Sean Hannity. It is going to be pre-taped. It's not going to be live. It is going to be pre-recorded in Clive, Iowa. Clive, Iowa. The first, the first states that vote are the ones that have the town halls. Hannity is going to take questions from the audience while discussing the 2024 presidential race and the overall state of the country with Trump. Obviously, with Sean Hannity hosting it, I mean, Sean Hannity has been a diehard Donald Trump fan since Donald Trump won the primary, back in 2016. So he has been a big fan. So I don't expect Hannity is going to have a lot of tough questions for Donald Trump, and I think a lot of people are going to be pretty excited about that. So be sure and check it out. Lastly, Elon Musk's brain implant company, Neuralink, has the green light from the FDA. We brought this to you as breaking news last night. This will be the first in-human clinical trial. And what the Neuralink is, it's basically a computer chip that they're going to put in your brain. It is not visible from the outside. It is stealthily hidden inside your scalp or inside your brain. It is going to be connected to your brain with the ultimate goal that you're going to be able to control a computer and or a mobile device simply with your brain without having to touch any kind of buttons or anything else first. My general sense on that is, after you, please. I don't want to be the first trying this out, not the least of which because hundreds and hundreds of monkeys died during the monkey trial period of the Neuralinks. Plus, I just don't know that I want a computer chip inside my brain. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to SeaWorld for hosting us. Have a great and meaningful Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for listening to The Joe Kelley Show. Live from SeaWorld, Joe on the go on WDBO.